Okay, so this is page 2. All right, number 5. We have a function. We want to know when it's concave down. Instantly with concavity, you should be thinking second derivative, so I'm going to quickly take the second derivative. This is the first derivative. Okay, now the second derivative would be 36x squared minus 96x plus 48. Okay, anytime you have an expression like this, I'm instantly going to see whether I can factor anything out. I'm going to factor it to 12, so I get 3x squared minus, how many times is 12 going to 96? 8x plus 4, just like that. This is literally the second derivative. Okay, if we want to know where the function is concave down, that's when the second derivative is negative. So I'm going to find the zeros of the second derivative, okay? And now you have to do a little factoring. So let me think for a second. So it looks like negative 2. If you have questions on that, you can come see me. That's when it equals 0. So that means this is x equals, what is it, 2/3? Is that right? Yeah, x is 2/3 or x equals 2. Okay, so those are the zeros of the second derivative. So now I'm going to make a little line chart. Okay, here's 2/3. Here's 2. Those are the zeros. Now I'm going to plug some intermediate values into the second derivative, which is right here. So if I plug in 0, what do I get? I get 12 times negative 2 times negative 2. So this is positive. I'm going to plug in 1 to right here. Okay. So I get positive times negative times negative. So that's positive again. I'm going to plug in 3. So I get positive times positive times positive. What have I done wrong? Oh, this is a disaster. Hang on a second. Okay, now plug in 1. Oh, my bad. So when I plug it, I'm going to plug in 1 again. Okay, so everything's right except when I plug in 1, I get positive times negative. So this one in here is negative. Okay, so now I want to know when it's concave down. That's when the second derivative is negative. That's between 2/3 and 2. So it's e. Okay. All right, 6. You'll notice that we have an integral. This one is indefinite. Okay, they don't give us limits of integration, so we're just looking for an antiderivative. Okay, so it's going to be 1/2 times whatever the antiderivative of this is. So it's 1/2 times the antiderivative. Well, the antiderivative of e to anything is e to that thing, but then we need to compensate for the chain rule, right? So the chain rule would say we would end up multiplying by 1/2, so we end up needing to divide this by 1/2 plus c. Okay, just real quickly, dividing by 1/2 is the same thing as multiplying by 2. So this really becomes 1/2 times 2e to the t over 2 plus c. So these things end up canceling, and what we end up with is just e to the t over 2 plus c, and that is c. Okay, 7, this is just flat out what's the derivative. First things first, just rewrite it, right? So you want to be, just think about it like that. It's going to make your life easier. So now 2 comes down, 2 cosine x cubed